Hey, good morning, David. This is going to be a demo video for you for your Nerfherder Customs and Jawa's Junkyard Krayt Slayer. This is a very cool saber. There's a lot going on this guy, so we're going to go over my desk and take a look at it. Let me know if everything makes sense to you, and we'll get it out in the mail to you first thing on Monday morning. All right, thanks, man. All right, David. Here we've got your Nerfherder Customs and Jawa's Junkyard Krayt Slayer. As you know, I've had this for a little while for you, waiting for the chassis that I designed to come in because I had to send that off. It's got brass in it. This is a 2-button setup, so this little guy right here will be your power. This little red switch right here will be your auxiliary. I did go through and I weathered it for you. I've got some highlight when it comes to these videos, so it's showing it a little bit lighter than what it actually is, but I did send you some detailed pictures. This is your blade retention right here, so we'll back that out before we put a blade in it. You're running a KR Sabers V4 lit PCB, so there's a lot of LEDs in that guy for you. Just to show you the saber a little bit, right? You've got these window cutouts. Now on yours, as you and I had discussed, I didn't open them up at all like I did on my personal one. I went ahead and I left these as is, but you can see the marble through every opening. And of course, I'll show you that close up here in a second. And then you can see parts of the actual chassis, which is really cool. But to get to your chassis, you want to unscrew this guy first. All right, so we're going to take this off. Be careful with that, because after a few threads, it comes right off. Put it off to the side and just unscrew your handle. All right. A bit of a unique handle because the handle comes off, obviously, but the switches are on the handle. So the tactile switches had to be lined up appropriately on the chassis. A few threads on this guy. When we take this off right here, this is what your chassis looks like. So a removable 18350, which I'm going to send with the Saber. I've got one right here, no problem there. A few greeblies on the chassis. You've got this is a round quartz marble, so it's a quartz crystal just cut into a sphere. All right, meant to emulate a Krayt pearl because this is a Krayt Slayer, Krayt Dragons, Krayt Pearl. All right, I did weather up the chassis a little bit. This does spin. You'll see that here in a second. Coming over here, of course, this is your power and auxiliary switches, your board. So you're running the Krayt Slayer font from Caseist right now, which is something that you bought previously and had me put on another saber. So I put it on this one because it was originally intended for the saber. All right, a copy of the config files on the SD card, but you will need to pop up the board to make changes and then snap it back down into place. You could just barely get that out with a pair of tweezers. It is very difficult though, so I didn't adhese the board down in any way. Proffie V3, all right. 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker, and there's no kill switch on this guy. In order for me to get everything in here that I wanted to fit, I couldn't fit a kill switch, and even on top of that, what I had to do is I had to come through, I heat stained this steel pommel, by the way. I had to come through, before I heat stain the pommel, take it off and I'll show you. I took it on my lathe and I laid down about half the threads so that I could get that out of the way of the chassis. And by doing that, it gave me enough room to do everything that I wanted to do. And as you can see, you still have plenty of threads there. It locks that in just fine. All right, so we'll take the battery out here. You basically have 3 blade styles on this guy. You've got your main blade. You've got the motor for your crystal chamber that you'll probably never change. And then there's a little LED right down on the bottom of this crystal chamber that comes up this way and it lights the marble, as you'll see. All right, so spring side for the negative side of your battery, please. Snap it down like that. It's a lot easier to do when you're not trying to show it off on camera. So, but you can see we've got your crystal kind of pulsing there. Now if I come over here and if I hit power from the outside, you got your crystal is spinning right there. And then you've got twist off. I gave you a little bit faster of a motor on here than what I would typically put it in install because I thought it looked pretty cool here. All right, we'll take the handle, put it on. Everything's a tight fit, but it fits fine. I did grease down the threads for you as well. I spend a little bit of time screwing this handle on. Not a huge deal. But when you get to about right here or so and start feeling tight, you're gonna want to pay attention to that hole. You want to twist it until that hole lines up right there, all right? Because that is when we know to come over here and put our greebly in. When you lock that down all the way, you lock the handle down essentially, and you it lines up these plunger switches on top of the actual tactile switches. Now you can see your marble spinning from in there. We'll throw a blade in. This takes a 7/8 inch blade. All right, lock this blade retention all the way down. This blade retention doesn't bite down as well on my blade as it probably will yours. If you have a brand new 7/8 inch blade, you'll be fine there. Well, it lights up a blade just fine. The blade lock up. See your spinning marble in there. Just like that. All right, so we'll go ahead and take this guy out. When we're done, of course, we'll just, whoops, I forgot. This greebly here needs to come off first, or you will not be able to take the handle off. All right, then we'll unscrew the handle. Simply come over here and take the battery out with our finger. All right, just pop it out just like that. Again, doing it over a desk and not showing it off on camera makes it a bit easier. I also like to take the stickers off of these. This is a brand new one that I haven't used that I'm sending to you, so you'll want to charge it. I do prefer to take these little stickers off, but of course it's up to you. All right, but that is basically how you operate your Krayt Slayer. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this out in the mail to you. It will actually be first thing Monday morning. Thanks.